Lovely. Hello, everyone. Welcome, everyone, to our first recorded session and our project that is IP Lab. Here, in this project, we will discuss strategies, intellectual property strategies, something that is not even taught at many universities, but here at the University of Silesia in Katowice, we decided to undertake this project together with Mackenzie Presbyterian University in São Paulo-Campinas, Brazil. So welcome, Professor José, Geraldo, Romanello, Bueno. It is an immense honor. Also, our partners to this event are Jankowska Academy, there's the Center for Design, Fashion and Advertisement Law, Kancelaria Pawełczyk, and IPG. That is indeed a publishing house because there's gonna be proceedings published after the event. So as you can see already on the screen, there's a plan to our meeting today. We were supposed to start with Dominik Kołodziej, but he'll be presenting last. So, as a matter of fact, so we will start with Zuzanna and Wieczorek that will jump into his time slot. Um, Anyways, thank you indeed, everybody. Love to have you here, whether you're based in Slovenia or in Poland or in Brazil or in many of countries, because this seminar is so much international and also interdisciplinary. We welcome our PhD students that are major actors today, and not all of them part of the Faculty of Law. So we are going to look at the different takes, different angles, very much inspirational, and still very much related to law and strategies and intellectual property and business. Welcome everyone, whether you're joining now or watching us later. Great, very warm welcome to Brazil and São Paulo. Professor José Geraldo Romanello Bueno is our dear friend and a professor that is always very supportive of our university and the center in particular. And thank you so much for making this happen. Thank you for joining, and also thank you for co-editing the proceedings together with me. So before I let you spur a few words, I would like to say that Professor Geraldo Romanello Bueno is both a lawyer but also a doctor. He holds a PhD, actually three PhD degrees, right? So that is medicine, law, and philosophy. Moving forward with all his research, being very active and proactive and very much interdisciplinary, because at some point you also do research that relates to both medicine and law, and now together with us intellectual property and aesthetic medicine and strategies. So please give a great welcome to Professor José Geraldo Romanello Bueno. And so the floor or the screen is yours.
Thank you, Professor Marlena. Well, to all of you, good afternoon. It's a great honor to address you today at the Intellectual Property Strategies Lab number 1, hosted by the Doctoral School of the University of Silesia in Katowice. I would like to begin by expressing my sincere and formal gratitude to Professor Dr. Marlena Jankowska of the University of Silesia of her kind invitation for her outstanding academic leadership in organizing this event. I also extend a very warm welcome and my appreciation to the doctoral students attending as listeners and contributors. Your presence is vital to the strength, continuity, and intellectual vitality of our academic community. Today's program brings together an exceptional group of scholars whose presentations examine intellectual property strategies across law, business, science, sustainability, and innovation. I wish to thank Dominik Kołodziej, Zuzanna Wieczorek, Lakshmi Bijou, Christina Kresley Nova, and Gopika Mohandas for their rigorous, original, and forward-looking contributions. This lab clearly demonstrates that intellectual property can no longer be understood as a merely technical or legal construct. Rather, it functions as a strategic and interdisciplinary framework linking scientific research, technology transfer, entrepreneurship, sustainability, and ethical responsibility. I thank all participants, professors, and researchers for fostering such a rich and genuinely international academic dialogue. I warmly encourage all participants, speakers, doctoral candidates, and doctoral students and guests to engage actively in the discussions, to question, to exchange perspectives, and to use this occasion as an opportunity for profound and meaningful academic learning. Finally, I extend my heartfelt thanks to the entire organization team for the excellence of this initiative. And once again, my sincere appreciation to Professor Dr. Marlena Jankowska for the invitation to take part in such a distinguished and inspiring academic event. Thank you very much. I wish you all a stimulating and highly productive exchange. Thank you, Professor Marlena, again. And tomorrow I will be with you too. And I promise to see all the classes and discussions entirely. Today, unfortunately, I have to leave, but tomorrow I will be with you. Okay?
Fine, that's fine. Perfectly fine. As I mentioned, Professor is also a medicine doctor, and there was just a baby delivered this night. So congratulations to this beautiful situation. So you're totally excused, and here's to a newborn baby. Moving on to our schedule. I would like to thank everyone and each of you from the get-go. You're already winners, I'd say. And so thank you indeed, Professor José, Geraldo, and obviously see you tomorrow indeed. And for now, we will move on to our PhD students and your beautiful presentations. And indeed, I have to say that the topic of intellectual property strategies is indeed a new one and quite experimental. So anything is just already amazing because we are so much more forward compared to so many more faculties right on this planet. Okay, so now without any further ado, we'll move on to Zuzanna Wieczorek. So please, you may want to start sharing your screen. I'll stop sharing mine. And so everyone, I have to say that I will be pretty strict on your time, so beware. And
Okay, so I think you can hear me, but I'm not sure that you can see my screen. Let me know.
I don't think we can see anything yet.
Okay.
Okay, something's moving.
Maybe, oh yeah, I think now it's gonna. I think now it's gonna work, or? Hi.
I don't, can you see it?
Do you see my screen or not?
Well, it only says Zuzanna has started screen sharing, right? But it's a blank.
I have the information that's I'm sharing screen.
Maybe try now.
Let me just
try now. I changed the settings.
Yeah, I will try. Okay. So now?
Yes.
Because I have the information that you can see.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's perfect. So maybe
you can hear me and you can see my screen. Okay.
Try full screen mode, maybe.
Yep. Yeah. So you see or no?
Perfect. You're set.
Hi, sorry. Perfect. Yeah. So let me start. Today I'm gonna focus my presentation on intellectual property strategy in business and science using the Rimowa case study. So for a start, Rimowa is one of the most recognizable premium luggage brands in the world, and its approach to intellectual property protection and brand value creation is an excellent case study from the perspective of management, law, and marketing. And I will show how Rimowa not only designs and protects its products, but also how it builds symbolic capital that affects customers all over the world. So for the start, Rimowa was founded in Cologne. For many decades, it remained a solid brand, but it was the iconic aluminum suitcase with its characteristic grooves that turned Rimowa for an icon.
Let me
in
interrupt.
2016, the company.
Zuzanna?
Yeah.
The presentation. Can you guys see
Yeah.
the presentation? Because I think I can't. Like it. Yes, that's right. Kopika says the same. So somehow it actually
Okay. So I don't know how to do it a different way, but let me
or maybe leave it in that technical mode, maybe. I don't know, just saying.
And now you can see or not?
Yes, I see presentation.
Are you see the screen or not?
Yes,
we see.
yes, now we can see it. Yes, we can see it. So there's actually two tabs,
Sorry
meeting
for
and Zuzanna's
that, and I
screen. So I
will
think
leave
it's all good now.
it that way. Maybe it's gonna work.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I don't change it for the whole screen mode because it's gonna, I don't know, it's gonna work. In 2016, the company joined the LVMH group, which strengthened its approach and its intellectual property management even further. Today, Rimowa is the synonymous with luxury and also the functionality of social status. But behind this image, it's a very deliberate IP strategy, encompassing design protection, trademarks, patents, and know-how, as well as the strict control over distribution. I will say something about the whole aspects of the IP strategies of Rimowa. The first of all is industrial design protection. Rimowa's greatest IP asset. The iconic grooved aluminum surface is instantly recognizable, protected, I think. Rimowa registered its design across the multiple countries in the world to shield itself from copying. Industrial design protection covers, among other things, the grooved pattern, the shaping of the corners, also the proportion and division of the suitcase body, and also characteristic metal components. And thanks to that protection, it is illegal to produce luggage that looks also almost identical. Next part of the strategies are the trademarks, because Rimowa is not just the logo. Rimowa's trademarks strategy is multi-layered, because in addition to the logo, the company registers and protects the name, the logo, the characteristic grooved pattern, for example, as a 3D mark, the shape of handles and locks, even, and marks created with the collaborations such as your Off-White Porsche. I will say something more about it later. The next strategy, it's also connected with patterns and technology, because Rimowa is not a pattern-driven company, but it does use patents in areas such as, for example, wheel systems, locking mechanism, telescopic handles, and also new generation polycarbonate technologies, because they have not just the metal ones, they also have the polycarbonate and also even the leather suitcases. These patterns give Rimowa an edge in the functional and also the technical qualities of suitcases. Also a know-how.
Well, I think that we encountered some technical problems with the connection. Or is it me? But Kopika, Christina? No, we are good, right? So
No, I can't see.
yes.
Yeah, it's the same.
Alrighty. So I think it's Zuzanna's. Let's allow a minute or two, and then we'll see what we can do to help her out, or maybe Well, that's life. Like, you never know. Sometimes what's next. But no, so it's the screen is also gone, and Amelia. Okay, so there's more people joining tonight. This evening, I mean, there's already 18 people together, so that's pretty amazing for those that have just joined. Let me say that we are facing some technical issues here. So waiting for Zuzanna. I don't want to ask anyone to jump in with their presentation because that will be disrupting our session even more so. So let's wait. And my idea really, as of now, if you agree, is to wait the whole time till this slot ends, because then just after this slot, it is Lakshmi with her presentation on biodegradable products. And so she would be jumping in around 4:10. So I think that it would be good to stick to the plan. I mean, time-wise. Don't you think so? So at least everybody knows what we're doing. Later, Christina and Gopika and Dominik to wrap up. Let me check the situation here, but I don't see any email from Zuzanna, so I think she got totally kicked off. Okay, even more people joining now, which is amazing. But for those that have just joined, let me tell you that we are facing some issues here, technical issues. I mean, on the end of Zuzanna that is presenting right now. So well, one more thing that we can do is maybe allow some time, but then if Susanna doesn't come back within a few minutes, we will start precisely at 4:10 with Lakshmi's presentation, and then maybe move Susanna to the end of the session today, if that works with you.
Yeah, I think it work.
Okay, because again, I would like to stick to at least some kind of plan. Otherwise, it's like disrupted completely. Hi, Dominik, good to have you. So as you can see, we don't really have connection with Zuzanna right now, and waiting for her to come back with her beautiful presentation on Rimowa. If only you can hear us, maybe. If you can respond. And Lakshmi, are you here with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so I think you should slowly get ready, because
Oh, okay.
it doesn't really look like, I mean, as I said, 10 past 4. That's how we're gonna do this. At least
Sometimes, yeah.
yeah, like at least keep to the plan. Like time slot wise. Anyways, everyone, thank you for joining today. Especially all the students that didn't really have to be here, but you came, so really means the word to us. So quite a pity for Zuzanna. Yeah, things happen. Things happen. So what I think maybe we can have a quick break and meet in 5 minutes. How about a coffee break? And we'll move on 10 past 4. Yes, Dominik. Thank you. Thank you. So see you soon. Okay, everyone. Hello. Welcome back. Welcome back. It is 10 past 4. So I hope that everyone is staying with us. I'm really sorry for all the technical issues we had. Hi, Dominik. Hello. We know you're a very busy person today. So I let everybody know that you'll be presenting the last. Okay, as the last. And then Zuzanna Wieczorek. Yeah, things happen. So it's either you, Dominik, presenting the last, or it is Zuzanna Wieczorek. So you guys decide between yourself. You, Zuzanna, still have some time to fix your issues. All right. So moving on to Lakshmi, as promised. Are you Lakshmi with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah,
Hello.
try your screen. Hopefully.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
are you streaming from India?
Yes, I'm from India.
Yeah, so hopefully, oh yes, we can see, even though it's like pretty,
Okay.
goes a long way from India. But there we go, everything's fine. So good luck with it. 20 minutes,
Thank you.
as I said,
Okay.
yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay. Hello, everyone, and thank you for the opportunity. Today I'll be presenting on intellectual property strategies for promoting biodegradable and sustainable industries. The central theme of this presentation is how intellectual property can be transformed from a legal compliance requirement into a strategic business asset that enables innovation, scale, and also long-term impact. So let's begin. Um, so, Traditionally, intellectual properties was viewed as a static legal system, and its primary purpose was enforcement and compliance. And it often treated as a cost center and usually defensively, much like a shield. But in today's innovation driven economy, especially in sustainability forced industries, this view is no longer sufficient. So, the modern approach is intellectual property management that treat IP as a strategic and also economic asset. So in this model, IP becomes like a valuable driver and a form of a competitive currency. So for sustainability driven industries, this shift is not optional, but it is very critical for them to survive in the industry and also to move on with having a very good financial stability. So here, this is the bridging the value of death in green innovation. So many green innovation fail not only because they lack technical merit, but because they fall into what is known as valley of death. So the gap between research and commercialization. High development cost and slow market adoption create financial risk. So intellectual property strategies allows or it act as a bridge that cross these gaps, and it create investors trust. It also defines intangible assets and it enables monetization. So in this way, IP converts sustainability from research or scientific goal into a commercially viable set. And the UWUH principle, unlocking hidden values. So the UWUH principle, it is an acronym stands for use what you have. So sustainable firms often lack scale, but they don't lack ideas. So much of their true values lies beneath the surface, like patents, know-how, then data, brands, etc. So the visible part of the iceberg may be the products and market presence, but the hidden IP assets are where strategic value resides. So the key action here is to conduct an internal IP audit and also to unlock existing assets before seeking external validation or funding. Now, so here, this slide shows intellectual property positioned at the center of strategies, and it connects legal enforcement, innovation, direction, and business monetization. Rather than being isolated functions, law, R&D, and business strategies, all these are integrated together for IP. So for sustainable industries, this integration is very important, and that ensures innovation aligns with market needs and also regulatory expectation, and it is also important for long-term growth objectives. Now, IP-based SWOT enables proactive strategic planning. So SWOT is strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. So when SWOT analysis is viewed through an IP lens, it becomes more actionable. So strength are existing patents, proprietary knowledge, and weaknesses are gaps in IP coverage or narrow claims. Opportunities arise from green regulation, then sustainability incentives, licensing markets. And threat include imitation, litigation, and competitive patents. So this approach moves SWOT beyond general business analysis to identify real defensibility. Now, moving on to PESL, using IP as a radar for macro environmental shift. So PESL analysis, and first of all, PESL is political, economic, social, technological, legal, and environmental, which is an acronym, and that analysis can also be strengthened by viewing it through this IP lens. Political factors such as climate policies influence patenting priorities. Then economic factors include ESG-driven investment, then make IP portfolios essential for securing funds. And social factors are like consumers' demand for sustainability or green products, increase the importance of trademarks and brand protection. And technological changes require continuous IP renewal, while legal enforcement shapes how aggressively IP must be defended. By integrating IP into PESL analysis, firms are better able to anticipate regulation, secure funding, then protect brands and block competitors. Now, building a defensive moat using Porter's 5 forces. Porter's 5 forces becomes especially powerful when combined with IP. Patent arise, entry cost for new competitors, and differentiation through protected innovation reduce buyers' power. And ownership of key IP reduce dependency on suppliers, and protected innovation limits substitutes. Together, all these effects create a defensible market position for sustainable companies. Now, resource-based view and why sustainable IP is a VRIO asset. VRIO is valuable, rare, inimitable, and organization. So, from a resource-based perspective, sustainable or green IP often qualifies as a VRIO asset. So, these companies are valuable due to market demand, and they are rare because of the new or very novel innovation process, then difficulty to imitate due to legal and know-how barriers, and also not substitutable because of regulatory alignment. So these combination creates a long-term competitive advantage particularly in sustainability-driven industries. Now, constructing a layered defense for long-term protection. So this slide is an illustrate the importance of portfolio layering. A single patent is rarely sufficient. So effective IP strategies combines product patents, process patents, and then outer layer, it is the application patents. So product patents, it protects the material or the new material or composition. Process patents protect the green manufacturing method. So the company or the university uses a new green method which is not used by others. So that is also need to be protected. Then application patents, which secure sector-specific uses. So this layered defense balance offensive growth with defensive protection. Now, licensing models accelerate global sustainability impacts. Licensing is one of the most powerful tools for promoting sustainability or green industry. So instead of shipping products and company knowledge transfer, non-exclusive licenses encourage market diffusion and help enable green standards. So regional license allows adaptation to local regulation, and most importantly, licensing enables revenue generation without capital heavy manufacturing expansion, and also making sustainability scalable and financially viable. Now, orchestrating the ecosystem, that is from university to industry transfer. So, universities play a crucial role in sustainable innovation, and they create new method or new process or new material, but many ideas fail to reach to the market. So clear IP agreement, spin-offs, and licensing structures bridge the valley of death that we discussed earlier between research and commercialization. So when ownership and rights are clearly defined, innovation flows smoothly from academia to industry, and it reaches the market scale. Now, this is a case study of NatureWorks in GeoPortfolio. NatureWork, it creates a strong real-world example of strategic IP management. And as a global producer of PLA, which is polylactate, which is a biodegradable polymer, they are bioplastic. NatureWorks built a layered IP portfolio. They protected polymer chemistry through material patents and production process. They also taken patents for its process and also downstream markets through application patents. So strategic licensing enabled global adoption without relying solely in-house manufacturing. So strong IP reduced investors' risk and accelerated market acceptance. Now, I'll summarize all the points. So this is 5 pillars of sustainable IP strategies. This slide, it summarizes the core messages of my presentation. So first, sustainability requires strategy, not just innovation. Second, asset management is not powerful than legal protection alone. Then third, UWH principle, unlock hidden values in existing data and know-how. Now, fourth, traditional frameworks like SWOT and PESTLE become more powerful when integrated with IP data. And finally, licensing enables sustainable technologies to scale up globally. Now, finally, I would like to conclude with this message. Innovation without protection is philanthropy, and innovation with strategy is impact. And IP does not block sustainability, it enables it actually. So when IP is managed strategically, it transforms green ideas into more viable business, and it attract investment and create long-term economical and environmental value. Thank you for your attention.
Wow, thank you. Thank you, Lakshmi. Amazing, beautiful.
Thank you so
Well,
much.
yes, thank you really for elaborating on the theories we've discussed in this class and moving them or taking them to the next level, especially the one that I called use what you have, which is
Yes, yeah.
my altered concept. And,
Okay.
and I love the picture of the iceberg because that
Okay.
many times you don't really realize what it takes to
Yeah,
put a product on the market, right? Like all these innovations,
that's right.
also like not just design and patents and whatnot, but then it is just know how to do things. And
Yeah.
outside of the whole intellectual property framework, there's also marketing issues, branding issues, maybe optimization issues. So altogether adds up to the right profit and to the success of a product per se, which is like so loaded, so injected with intellectual property goods, starting with copyrights, but then also moving on to design, patents, trademarks, and whatnot. So that's also what we get to see, but then all the way, say, right in the backstage, right on the backstage, there's so much more work to it, and it's like this thing in the making that we don't really see how it's done, but then it's just something that made a great appearance and is an amazing success. And sometimes even the authors don't really understand how things work around for them. But obviously, intellectual property plays a humongous part in all.
Yeah.
So altogether, the iceberg, amazing, so spot on. I will totally use it back in my book and reference you,
Okay.
Lakshmi. Well,
Thank you so much.
and I'm really happy that you even started first because you gave a beautiful introduction to all these strategies that we'll be discussing later with
Okay.
Christina, Gopika, Zuzanna again. So I think that now we can officially thank you so much. A great deal of work indeed. So much
Thank you so much.
appreciated. Thank you. So moving on to the next presenter, which happens to be Christina, right? Slovenia.
Yes, good afternoon. One more
Yes,
time.
University na Primorskem, Slovenia. But we all know you are an international PhD student. So here's the topic: intellectual property strategies for promoting. No, that's next one.
Intellectual property strategies in higher education. Should a
In higher
university have a
education.
strategy? Yes,
That's why I was just
I'm.
looking back at the schedule because of the time. So
Yes, in the schedule it's something different.
yes, that's right. So lovely. You are 1 minute ahead. So use
Mhm.
it wisely. 21 minutes for you in this case, and the screen is yours. Thank you.
Yes, I'm going just to move a bit. Thanks to see it. Yes, so my topic is intellectual property strategies in higher education. Should a university have a strategy? This topic is rather broad and general because I'm not a law student, so all this is completely, so to say, new to me. But thanks to your course and thanks to this opportunity, I had an opportunity to explore this topic and made some conclusions. This topic is rather relevant at the moment because of the concepts of open science, also because of the new regulations in the sphere of international property in Europe, also due to the progress in the field of digital technologies and ICT. Some of the universities have already incorporated the IP awareness into their programs, but I think that this should be done more widely for students of all programs, maybe starting from master's programs at least. This topic may be interesting to those interested in research for PhD students, for example. Besides, as stated in the article by Thayson, teaching and learning in online environment increased the importance of knowledge in the field of copyright. So the topic of copyright is really relevant now, and but in the scope of this course, I needed to focus on strategies, so that's why the topic is connected to the strategies. This presentation is based mostly on several documents, on the European Commission recommendation on a code of practice on the management of intellectual assets for knowledge valorization in the European research area, and on the report of European Commission, the management and commercialization of intellectual property in European universities. Besides, I used the information from the website of World Intellectual Property Organization, WIPO.int. And the list of the resources is at the end of the presentation. So, universities and intellectual property, how do these concepts interrelate? First, there is creation and use of teaching content, courses creation, research, innovations, logo and design. Of course, all this needs IP rights protection, but on the other hand, of course, a lot of creation and use of teaching content happens in universities, and also the courses are created. But during this process, it should be universities and professors should comply with legal requirements in the sphere of intellectual property. And on the other hand, they need to ensure that their own IP rights are protected. In the field of research and innovations, universities need to ensure that the IP rights of all the participants of this process are protected. So what may be included in the strategy, in a higher education IP strategy? First, it's IP policy. I will talk about it later. Then it's raising IP awareness among students, employees, and others. This is very important because, and this is even stated in the plans of development in this sphere. Then making the process of collaboration transparent and easy is very important. It includes raising awareness and easy access to the information in a comprehensive form. And also universities may also protect their other intellectual property like logos, design, etc. Intellectual property policy. It is it is a formal document of an institution, adopted by an institution, higher education institution, which may regulate who owns and who is entitled to use the IP rights, Then how this IP intellectual property is identified, how it is evaluated, how it is managed, how it may be protected. Then, of course, it should focus on resolving the situations concerning the cooperation with the third parties, like multiple party research, and also on how the profits are shared in case of successful commercialization, and how the intellectual property rights of third parties are protected. Of course, the IP policy should comply with the rest of the institution's policies and regulations and with the legislation. We may say that, and it is stated in the on the website of WIPO, that one of the main goals of IP policies in the field of higher education is providing a legal certainty, which is very important. WIPO may help develop these institutional policies, and also national models for institutional policies may be developed. And there are some tools on this website. And it is stated that WIPO supports the development of IP policies for universities and undertakes a range of activities for that purpose. Now, intellectual property and intellectual assets. The recommendation on code of practice on the management of intellectual assets for knowledge valorization in the European research area provides the following definitions: definition of intellectual property rights, and intellectual assets, which are all different concepts. And so you can see them on the screen. Further, intellectual assets management strategy objectives are also provided in this document. And as we see here in the quotation from this document, the objective of an intellectual asset management strategy is to build a portfolio of available intellectual assets, which then can be used in research, for example, in applying for research funding, and and also for facilitating of collaboration. Also a strategy of intellectual assets management may consider, according to this document, it may consider all the process of research and valorization, probable emerging assets, and how they may be utilized further. Also, it may include issues related to sustainability, ethics, inclusivity, knowledge diffusion, and use and reuse of results, evaluation of intellectual property, and also important that situations of multiple party ownership of IP or a conflict of interests, so such kinds of difficult situations in this field also should be considered in the strategy. Then another document, the management and commercialization of intellectual property in European universities, the report of European Commission, states that IP management activities may include training and educating university researchers, contract analysis and intellectual property considerations at the starting point of research projects, especially in case of multi-party projects and industry-funded projects. And of course, in case of new inventions, data collection, evaluation, intellectual property protection. Patenting. It is considered to be the default mode of protection. And there are several reasons for this. First, most inventions are suitable for this form of protection. Then also very important is the fact that the parallel publication processes of the researchers, they make impossible using trade secrets as an option. And also the primary modes of commercialization in which patent play an important role according to this document. Of course, this IP management faces some challenges, and these challenges include that there may be several entities and individuals who claim the inventions, and it's sometimes difficult to understand who the inventor really is. Also, research publishing process affects patenting and commercialization. And in some regions, laws and regulations make some options impossible and affect possible options. Also, there is sometimes lack of resources in these technology transfer offices in universities. They don't have enough staff and funding, and also sometimes researchers face the lack of funding at early stages of their research, which is also important. And sometimes there can be not sufficient industry and market understanding on the part of researchers, and sometimes the respective industry in the respective region is just not developed enough, which is like not suitable for collaboration. Then objectives of intellectual property management are mainly to protect the research results that may present commercial interests, and also research utilization, and also IP management may be considered by university as a tool for collaboration, because it may facilitate collaboration by providing the protection of IP rights of all the parties. And important is that now the perspective of IP management shifts from just intellectual property right protection to facilitation of collaboration, and the focus shifts to new value creation. But of course, all the respective rights should also be protected. So patent tools allow for capturing the value, as it is stated in the document, and also patents allow for value creation. It is needed to say that IP management differs in various universities. This happens because of the different extent of IP awareness and competence, because it's in different universities it is different who particularly owns the intellectual property, especially in case of contracts and funding in research projects, different national regulations, and from the cultural point of view, there are different views on commercialization existing in different universities. And also technology transfer offices work and are organized in various ways. So various higher education institutions should carry out their IP management in accordance with their features. So what is smart IP management? IP management for public universities, smart use of IP is the use of IP IP for facilitating continued value creation while enabling fair and reasonable value capture for the relevant stakeholders. So this is kind of a key concept of key modern concept in this field. So we can, I can conclude that IP management in higher education institutions is considered mostly in the light of protection of research results implementation, innovations, and collaboration facilitation. And IP strategies should be balanced. On the one hand, they should protect intellectual property rights of all the participants, and on the other hand, they should provide for the scientific and technological development, for example, facilitating collaboration. Here is the literature. So if
Yes.
I'm not, yes, now I can see you.
Yes.
Sorry for such not a beautiful presentation. I just decided to keep it like
No,
clear.
it is merits. That is merits that matters. It is merits, not all the bells and whistles.
It would be easier to make it into text.
No, obviously, as I say, it is always the merits, not the bells and the whistles. Okay, so thank you, Christina, so much. You actually touched on a totally new area that is intellectual property management in science and in academia. So a topic that is not so well covered. Also, it is not business, so maybe the funding might not be anything similar to R&Ds of proper companies, let alone the Silicon Valley companies. Well, most of all, thank you for really sticking to very specific literature and making it very, very dense. Thank you for all these European Commission drafts and documents, and also wiper materials. So very much needed. Indeed, maybe presentation was not so much business related, but doesn't really matter. Well, even better because we are at universities here, and sometimes it's worth taking a note what can be done better, right? In situ. So thank you so much. Thank you indeed. Thank you for taking the class and attending every meeting indeed. So now you'll move on and move from Christina's academic approach to academic and business approach to drugs and pharmaceuticals, development, ethical marketing, and intellectual property strategies related to all that. So, Gopika, are you here with us?
Yes, I'm here. So I will share my screen now.
Yes. Are you streaming from India?
No, I'm from here, Poland.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe the connection will also be
Are you able to see my screen now?
yes.
So it's visible and I'm audible, right? Yes.
Lovely. Thank you. So the screen is yours. 22 minutes if you'd like to accommodate all that. Otherwise, anything below 22 minutes goes. Thank you.
Okay. So thank you. Thank you for this opportunity first. I'm Gopika Mohandas. I am a doctoral student at University of Silesia in the Department of Physics. So I will introduce my presentation. Normally, the pharmaceutical industry is often viewed primarily through a lens of chemistry, biology, but at its core, physics plays a decisive role in determining how drugs are designed, stabilized, delivered, and commercialized. So the concepts such as molecular packing and free volume, glass transition, diffusion, dielectric relaxation, and energy landscapes actually directly influence drug solubility and bioavailability and also the shelf life and performance. So, as an innovation, as this innovation increasingly moves towards more solid state formulations, and so the amorphous drugs, nanosystems, and advanced delivery platforms, protecting these physics driven innovations becomes both scientific and strategic challenge. So, this is where intellectual property strategies become so critical. It is not just to protect a molecule, but to rescue value from formulation science and its processing conditions and its physical states and its performance advantages. So, in this presentation, I will be discussing how IP strategies are shaped by physical principles in pharmaceutical development and how companies translate solid state physics and material science insight into patents, trade secrets, and market exclusivity. So, we'll move to the presentation. Uh, this is the problem what we are facing with the pharmaceutical industry. That means a 70% of new drug molecules are actually poorly water soluble. So it makes the low bioavailability, which is one of the leading causes of clinical failure. So from a business perspective, this translates into massive sunk R&D, which cause delayed timelines and high attrition rates. So this challenge cannot be solved by chemistry alone. So it is governed by solid state physics. Uh, Framing this solubility as a physical problem allows companies to rescue valuable drug by solid state physics. And so these are the key variables, that solubility, the stability, and bioavailability, which are dictated by the physical arrangement of molecules. So physics act as the bridge between molecular structure and the macroscopic performance, which very matter in the industry or the for the commercialization. So, if we map the landscape of different solid forms of pharmaceutical ingredients, we can consider it as crystalline, amorphous, and all these are coming from the physical aspects. And yeah, if we the solid state physics is itself as an intellectual property asset, which is defensible and the IP beyond the core molecule. And if we check here, the free volume dictates molecular mobility and release. So there are different types of molecular arrangement, which is crystalline and amorphous. Where in the crystalline, the free volume is the empty space between molecule, which allow it for the movement, and it increases significantly above the glass transition temperature. And our optimization goal is enhance dissolution rates to improve the bioavailability of our molecules. And if we check the thermodynamic aspects and the energy landscapes, the crystalline state is thermodynamically very stable, deep energy is minimum. And when it is coming to the amorphous state, it is metastable and the molecules exist at higher energy levels. So our basic equation or basic theory is higher Gibbs free energy means higher apparent solubility, which means faster drug release. So, but there is some risk. The nature seeks stability, means the material should be stable. The high energy drives the system back towards the crystalline form. That is one of the challenge we are facing. So the relaxation dynamics determines shelf life and in vivo performance. Actually, this shelf life and in vivo performance are very much matter, and it is very important for commercialization. So relaxation dynamics determine how quickly molecule rearrange and recrystallize. So understanding the alpha and beta relaxations uh, here, which allows the stability and which help us to predict the stability under different pressure, temperature, and humidity before the large scale manufacturing. So it will be very helpful to do this hypothesis or do this experiment before this high scale or large scale manufacturing. So this predictive capability strengthens patent claims and supports early go or no go decisions, dramatically reducing the development risk and cost. Of course, there will be a chance of high risk of cost and high risk of failure. So we will be able to predict that through this study these relaxation dynamics, and that is a good strategy for the commercialization. And the amorphous paradox, that is the opportunity versus instability. Our opportunity is the amorphous drugs offer higher solubility and faster dissolution. So, solving the problem of insolubility, we can consider this because it gives high solubility and bioavailability. But there is a challenge that they suffer from physical instability, that which I said just before, the reverting to the crystalline form during storage. So we need to translate this physics into the formulation, because we need to translate this or focus into this problem and find a solution. So the core strategy is use excipients and polymers to increase the glass transition temperature, and the goal is to create a polymer stabilized amorphous form for increased bioavailability, but at the same time we need the stability of the material. So these strategies actually, when we say these things, it can be feel like it's pure physics or pure basic science or theoretical things, but this can be, we should apply these strategies to make it a commercial product or a commercial success. So, designing successful amorphous solid dispersions, we need a good development cycle. That we need to do characterizations, different characterizations to check or predict the behavior of the product, and design and development. That is also very important. And then it should go for the clinical line of sight, and then only it will go for the manufacturability, and then we will do the preclinical studies. For to reach this stage, we should follow the whole cycle. If we lack this stage, then the result might be a failure. So that is a big strategy, or that we should follow. And yeah, if we go for a case like in my case, my materials are posaconazole and itraconazole, which are some azole antifungal medicines, which seems like a similar material, but still sorry, they have different properties, because they show distinct relaxation behavior and different sensitivity to the pressure. So the context is these two antifungal drugs with similar solubility challenges, but which shows different physical behavior. So the detailed analysis actually reveals the differences in their properties and their pressure sensitivity and temperature sensitivity, so on. And the outcome should be these physical properties dictates the stability trends of these antifungal drugs. And also this explains why one formulation might fail under compression or under different conditions of temperature, pressure, and humidity, etc. So there are de-risking R&D through early characterizations. As I said before, if we lack this step of characterization, it can be a failure. So here, moving solid state characterization to the earliest stages of development is actually a strategic business decision. So early identification and of instability actually prevents late stage reformulation, which helps to reduce the clinical delays and market recalls. So, in this context, glass transition temperature or the molecular mobility and the relaxation times are not just academic parameters, but actually they are the tools of financial risk management. So, we can move solid state characterization to the earliest stages of development, and it will give the predictive power. and actually that has a financial impact which decrease the R&D failures and economical pressure. And so the key idea is understanding this physical terms or the physics behind the molecules will help us to reduce the risk of commercialization. And so the physics driven cost optimization which can include the smart packaging, reduced cold chain, and efficient manufacturing. The cost of ignorance means the poor solid state understanding leads to repeated reformulation and delayed market entry. So this we can avoid if we do a proper research. And the smart decisions like select the optimal amorphous form and excipients immediately. So this selection at the earliest stage could save a large amount of money and time. And logistic savings if pressure, temperature, and the humidity conditions are studied very well, which we will be able to know which shows the high stability. So there is no need for over engineered packaging. So the physics informed formulations actually reduce dependency on expensive cold chain storage, which helps a lot for the storage. And also the formulation strategy and cost optimization really done by this all research. And now if we check with the global strategy that access for developed and developing market, the main challenge is the developing markets face aggressive environmental conditions, and there is some inequality that some of these regions often lack extensive cold storage infrastructure. And there is solution that physics informed formulations designed to withstand actually heat and humidity, which will be very helpful for different geographic conditions and all over the world. So if there is no need of specification according to the geography or the weather, then it will be a great move. So the reduced need for cold storage improve patient access globally. Not only that, it will be a good and a very impactful move in the industry of pharmacy. So physics informed stability actually enable drug products that withstand high temperature and humidity, which making them very suitable for developing markets with limited cold chain infrastructure. Like some countries like India, for example, I can say that because I am from India. And this aligns commercial expansion with ethical responsibility, which ensure the broader patient access without any compromise in the quality of the medicine. And this is very important, and the ethical marketing and intellectual responsibility. So the obligation is the marketing claims must align strictly with the scientific evidence. So without any scientific evidence, if we try to prove or try to do some pseudo analysis, it can be a disaster. And we should avoid the misuse in this industry, because do not overstate amorphous stability, and we should not ignore the recrystallization risk, and we should avoid the exaggerated bioavailability hype. We should be truthful and ethical, and the transparency should be, it is very important. We should be very clear about the stability limits and required storage conditions, because it's about health. And the stakeholders, the ethical use of solid state data protects both the patient safety and company credibility. So the takeaway from this presentation, or as a conclusion I should say, the solid state physics underpins successful drug development, but its true power actually emerges when integrated with IP strategy, business decision making, and ethical marketing. So together, all these three things, which enables the sustainable innovation, which enables reduced risk, which gives global access and improved patient outcomes. So thank you. That's it.
Thank you, Gopika, for also touching on this one. Indeed, very inspiring. We can already see it is indeed a tough business. Now let us move on to Dominik and Zuzanna. So Dominik, I can see you are with us now. So are you in a position to present, or you would like Zuzanna to kick off in your place?
Well, Zuzanna have some technical issues, so I will be presenting her presentation and she will be talking because of the Wi-Fi connection. So I will just start my presentation and later Zuzanna will talk about her.
Perfect choice. Okay, so let's
just please
go.
the right is it visible, everything?
Now it is. Perfect.
Oh, perfect.
Great.
Hi everyone, my name is Dominik Kołodziej, and today I would like to talk about intellectual property, not as a collection of legal norms, but as a strategic architecture that allows company to control markets, narratives, and consumer attention.
Let me just jump in with one really short comment for everyone who's watching. So let me just tell you that we started with a quite general introduction into strategies, business strategies, as well as intellectual property strategies. Then we looked at academia and also drug business. And now we're going to a very specific take on two very specific brands that everybody knows. So that is Red Bull and then followed by Rimowa. So it's actually like two quite specific case studies, right? So I just wanted to make that clear for everyone who's watching. Thank you.
The title of my presentation is Red Bull Gives You Wings and IP Protection. And the central claim I would like to make is that Red Bull is not primarily a beverage company. It is a company whose core business model is built around intellectual property. The first question is why Red Bull? First of all, I love Red Bull. And the second of all, because it is one of the clearest examples of how IP law has evolved from a defensive legal tool into an offensive strategic instrument. Red Bull does not rely on patent protection of a formula. Instead, it builds value through trademarks, trade dress, copyright, licensing, and content ownership. In other words, Red Bull does not protect what it produces, it protects what it represents. What about the intellectual protection portfolio? Red Bull's IP portfolio is exceptionally broad. The company currently holds trademark registrations in 45 classes of goods and services, and its protection extends to over 200 jurisdictions worldwide. Importantly, those registrations go far beyond beverages. They include clothing, media services, event organization, video games, and sports equipment. This means that Red Bull can react not only to competing drinks, but also to any commercial activity that attempts to benefit from its reputation. And crucially, international arbitration panels, including WIPO, have repeatedly confirmed that Red Bull, as the two connected words, is a strong fanciful trademark, despite being composed of two just simple ordinary words. The combination itself is arbitrary and highly distinctive, which gives Red Bull a powerful enforcement position. what about the classical trademarks of classical trademarks of Red Bull? At the core of the strategy lies the registration of two key marks. First, the word mark Red Bull and the graphic mark of two charging bulls against a yellow circle. It is known for everyone. Those elements are omnipresent on cans, on racing cars, on helmets or aircraft, on social media content, and even in the names of teams and events, such as Red Bull Racing or Red Bull Air Race, or for example, in Formula One. Red Bull also systematically registers composite marks, such as Red Bull Music Academy, Red Bull X Fighters, in all relevant classes. As a result, sports teams and events are not just marketing tools. They are legal assets embodied in the intellectual property portfolio. What about the trade dress of Red Bull? One of the Red Bull's most interesting legal assets is its trade dress. A slim can, a blue and silver cover scheme, the trapezoidal geometry, and the red typography together form a configuration that courts in several jurisdictions have recognized as distinctive. For example, in Australia and Albania, authorities accepted that even without identical logos, the overall appearance of the packaging could trigger unfair advantage or dilution claims. This shows that Red Bull protects not only what is written on the can, but also how the product looks and how the product feels. Red Bull's strategy is for sure ambitious, but sometimes it is even too ambitious. In 2010, the company attempted to register blue and silver as color trademarks in a 50-50 ratio. However, both the European Union General Court and later the Court of Justice invalidated those registrations. The courts held that the description was insufficiently precise and could cover too many possible configurations. This case is a valuable reminder that unconventional trademarks require extreme precision and that even strong brands face the legal and justificial limits. Red Bull has many trials, and Red Bull is famous for its aggressive enforcement strategy. In some cases, such as Bighorn or Sea Bull, courts agreed that even indirect references to the word of bull could create a mental association and unfairly benefit from Red Bull's Red Bull's reputation. Well, in other cases, such as Bullard's Gin in the United Kingdom, authorities drew a clear line stating that reputation in the energy drink sector does not justify the monopoly over the word of bull across all industries. Well, those cases illustrate the tension between effective brand protection and over enforcement and a debate highly relevant for trademark law today. What about the famous Red Bull gives you wings? This slogan perfectly summarizes the brand's sports strategy. In videos all over in social media like Instagram, TikTok, also YouTube, in some cases also Facebook, of extreme sports like cliff diving, downhill biking, I don't know, also freestyle skiing or motocross. All athletes appear to transcend human limitations. The slogan, therefore, stops being a marketing claim and becomes some kind of symbolic promise that Red Bull gives you energy, Red Bull gives you courage, and Red Bull gives you self-transcendence. Through the constant repetition in sports and social media content, the slogan has entered everybody's language. Even my parents use that Red Bull gives you wings in some just casual meetings, and become one of the strongest pillars of Red Bull's competitive advantage. Red Bull has some problems with the Red Dragon, in China. The Chinese markets highlights another crucial dimension of intellectual property strategy, licensing and legal culture. Red Bull operates in China through a joint venture and a long-standing dispute with its Thai partner concerns whether the trademark license expired after 20 or 50 or 30 years. The conflicting court decision show how fragile intellectual property rights can become when contracts are imprecise and legal cultures are different. This case, as the China case, underlines the importance of clear long-term licensing strategies in the whole Red Bull, and not also Red Bull, but the whole global expansion of the trademarks and company. Just simple, why does Red Bull succeed? Well, Red Bull's success rests on three major pillars. The first one, global and aggressive intellectual property protection, treating trademarks and trade dress as a core assets of the company and the key assets of the Red Bull as a mark in itself. The second, video dominance and actual and social media activity, with Red Bull acting as a content producer rather than an advertiser. And that's the main difference between Red Bull and probably some other energy drinks like, I don't know, Tiger, Monster, for example, in Poland, Black. So that's the main difference. And the third pillar is that branded lifestyle. The Red Bull is a branded lifestyle instead of a product advertising. Red Bull does not sell a drink. It sells adrenaline, risk, and belonging, and I can say it, a feeling. Together, those three elements create a brand that is instantly recognizable, legally protected, and culturally embodied. And just for the conclusion, I want you to remember that Red Bull demonstrates that in modern markets, intellectual property is not merely defensive. It is a proactive strategic tool that shapes consumer perception, market structure, and also the long-term value of the company. And Red Bull case shows that intellectual property law operates at the intersection of law, business, and culture. And that's why lawyers must increasingly think like strategists, not only the technicians and, I don't know, mechanics, writers, or anything else. yeah, I guess that's the main, the core of my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention, and I hope that you'll remember that Red Bull just gives you wings, and also Red Bull gives an intellectual property protection. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Dominik. Right. So, defense, offense, all together. So, I mean, some people say sword and shield strategy. So, back and forth, attack and protect whatever you have. We will totally spend so much time discussing all these very specific strategies, like fortress strategy and many, many more, like bypass strategy, to say the least, to say the least. So as of now, there's one more presenter left. Last but not least, Zuzanna, one more go for you.
Please give me 1 second. I have to find the correct window in my. I guess it's here.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Perfect.
And thank you for the understanding that something went wrong with my connection. Maybe with help with Dominik, it's gonna be easier.
So team spirit. Well, anyways, thank you indeed, Dominik, for mentioning the feel that Red Bull gives us. And as a matter of fact, intellectual property is not just law nowadays, right, anymore. It's I mean, strategies, well, of course, but then it's also the feeling, and it's also all these emotions that lawyers not necessarily want to acknowledge. So thank you for saying this out loud, as you are a lawyer yourself. So it's really great to see our perspective move forward. And so let me now give the floor to Zuzanna. So this is it. Rimowa, my dream luggage. So let's dream on. So let's dive in and see what is it so specific and so spectacular that makes this price go only up.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone, one more time. And today my presentation is gonna be about intellectual property strategy in business and science, using the Rimowa case study. For the start, I would like to say that Rimowa is one of the most recognizable premium luggage brands in the world, and its approach to intellectual property protection and brand value creation is an excellent case study from the perspective of management, marketing, and of course law, for me, because I'm a lawyer. In this talk, I will show you how Rimowa not only designs and protect its products, but also how it builds symbolic capital that attracts customers all over the world. Thank you. Going to the next slide. I would like to say something about the history of Rimowa, because it was founded in 1898 in Cologne. And for many decades, it's remained a solid brand, but it was of the iconic aluminum suitcase with characteristic grooves that you can see on also on the photo that turn Rimowa to a real design icon. In 2016, the company joined the LVMH group, which strengthened its approach to intellectual property management even further. Today, Rimowa is the synonymous with luxury, functionality, and also a social status, which is really important for the brand. But behind this image, there are a lot of deliberate IP strategies, about design protection, trademarks, patterns, and all over the stuff. We are going next. So as you can see, Rimowa has a lot of IP strategies, and I would like to say something just a little bit about every of them. So first of all, on the next slide, we can see a strategy about the design protection, because Rimowa's greatest IP assets is its industrial design, for sure. The iconic grooved aluminum surface of the suitcases is instantly recognizable, even from a distance. If you know, you know, you can say. And this type of surface on the suitcases is legally protected. Rimowa registered the whole design in multiple countries all over the world to shield itself from copying. The industrial design protection covers, among other things, the grooved pattern, but also the shaping of the corners, because they are really specific, the proportions and division of the suitcase body, and also the characteristic metal components. Thanks to that protection, it's illegal to produce luggage that looks almost identical. But okay, next one is a trademark, because Rimowa's trademark, you can skip to the next slide, Dominik, thank you. Rimowa's trademark strategy is multi-layered, because they are not protecting just the symbol of the Rimowa, but also the name, the characteristic grooved pattern, but as a 3D mark, so something different, and also the shape of handles and locks, because as you can see, they have something different than the normal zipper to close the suitcases, and also marks created with for collaboration that are also protected, but I will say something more later about it. On the next slide, I can say something about also patents and technology, because Rimowa, it's not a patent-driven company. It does use patents, but in some areas. For example, with wheel system, locking mechanism, telescopic handles, and new generation polycarbonate technologies, because Rimowa has the special suitcase from the metal, but also the new way of polycarbon, and also they have leather suitcases, but not the leather like the weekender type of suitcases, but the normal type of the plain suitcase, but made by leather. These patents about the whole stuff that I said previously give Rimowa the edge in the functional and technical also qualities for its suitcases. The next part of my presentation is know-how. One of Rimowa's most valuable assets is its know-how, for sure for the aluminum processes to make the suitcases, also wheel and hardware assembly systems, strict control of the procedures, and specialized material processing methods. Know-how is protected not by registration at all, but through trade secrets, limited access to sensitive processes, secure supply chain oversight, and agreements with their co-producer, I can say. Next part of the whole Rimowa strategies are the ambassadors, as we can see. Rimowa's ambassadors are something different than the other ambassadors of the brand, because they don't choose them just for popularity. They choose people like Lewis Hamilton, Rihanna. They chose people like Lewis Hamilton, Rihanna, Roger Federer, or LeBron James, because of the high social, financial, and professional status. Because Rimowa wants that their clients will choose not just a suitcase, they choose a lifestyle, and with the suitcase they will buy an affiliation with the certain work, not just a product. And the whole ambassador strategy for Rimowa is to choose their ambassadors with like people who has the who embody global mobility, who also travel a lot for work and represent the highest professional standards in their field. Their task is not to promote, the ambassador task is not to just promote the product directly, but to project a whole lifestyle with the suitcase. The lifestyle of the traveler, a creator, a professional, and a global citizen. And next strategy is something new, because in recent years, Rimowa introduced a new product, as we can say, called a lifetime warranty on its suitcases. And it's a really important component of its IPs and brand strategy. Why it's so important? It's because it strengthens the perception of quality, because the brand claims that its product it's nearly indestructible, and if you buy something that's pricey, you will like to have it all your life. Also, it protects against counterfeits, because it's really easy to verify your authenticity of your suitcase, because you can just add your suitcase to your Apple Wallet, scan it, and you will see that it's legal and everything is okay, or it's not. Also, the lifetime warranty increases after sales control for the whole company, because it's limiting unauthorized resellers. Also, it supports with that the circular economy, which is really important for a lot of big brands. And for the premium segment, something really important with the powerful message, as they can say with that strategy that their product it's for life, and if you buy it you don't need to change it, because a warranty like that, it's not just a commercial tool, it's a form of intellectual property signal for someone who is gonna buy the suitcase. Next part, it's also something new on Rimowa strategy work, because they have opportunity that if you have Rimowa, you can sell it directly on their online website, and your own Rimowa, you can sell it, and you can get the just one discount on which you can see on the Rimowa page. So you sell your own Rimowa and you get a special discount for the new one. But also, you can buy a pre-owned Rimowa directly from their page. It's a really cool strategy, because if you want to buy it and you don't have the enough amount of money, you can buy that social status, but a little bit cheaper, and it's also really good to a brand to control the fake resellers and stuff like that. Next strategy is also a lot of collaborations that Rimowa does and do with a lot of high fashion brands, for example, like Dior, Off-White, Supreme, Porsche, and they are really high profile and really limited edition collaboration. And each of it creates a new trademark, generates also a new registered design, enhanced brand visibility for sure, because they are going to be visible with different brands, and they are gonna get new clients, and also increases exclusivity of and cultural relevance. It's really important, but you can see Dior, Off-White, Supreme, Porsche, but also they have a collaboration, like close collaboration, for example, to appear packages, and they have something like that with La Mer, and they made just few suitcases for the special, I can say maybe influencer or the clients who get the special PR packages. For the conclusion, I would like to say that Rimowa, with all of the strategies, demonstrates that the intellectual property, it's not limited just to patents or trademark registration. It's the entire system that includes, of course, design, trademark, technology know-how, but also distribution control, ambassador program, power of a lifetime warranty as a strategy, and also power of pre-owned products as use as a strategy. Through all of these elements, Rimowa, it not only protects its assets, but also builds a brand whose value goes far beyond the physical product. Because, as I said previously, they want to sell the lifestyle, and I think they do, because I need to say, I have a Rimowa, and I think it's the best decision ever.
Okay. All right, and I actually just checked the website, and indeed, they call it recrafted and pre-loved. So I just wanted to look at the quality of the bags that are pre-loved but still offered, and I happened to see none because everything's already sold out.
Yeah, I saw it previously, and now they don't have anything, but it changes every week, because if someone sell it, they give it just to make sure that everything is okay with the technical stuff, and they sell it once again.
Right, and I actually love the ones with stickers, and I love to
Yeah.
see people traveling like that, like all these stickers all over the place. So I even signed up in the meantime, and let's get notified whenever something new shows up.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, well, anyways, guys, thank you so much. You made it. We are like done for today and tonight. So this is it for PhD students and doctoral school at the University of Silesia. Congratulations. Thank you to be part of this lab. I totally love it. I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy to start working on the book for us. And I think I should even upload this video tonight. Well, anyways, thank you so much. And before I say bye-bye, let me invite you to the lab, the IP lab 2 tomorrow, taking place right at the same time, 3:30 it is, which takes place in a hybrid form. University of Silesia, Faculty of Law, Room 2, where I'll be meeting my students, but we'll be streaming online all over the place, back to Brazil and to any other place that you'd like to join us from. So a great applause for all of you. Really, congratulations, guys. You made it. You got your credit. And so let me just say bye-bye and thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Bye.
much. Goodbye.
Thank